Traveling around the world opens our eyes to other ways of living and grants us the opportunity to gain cultural perspectives that lend to leading deeper, richer lives. Tasting unique foods, connecting with locals, and experiencing the city through their eyes not only enriches our lives, it also stimulates local economies. Especially when you have a native friend on the ground to help you connect with the culture and learn about their world from the city streets.
When you travel to a city and you can be there for the first time or you've been there many times, it's so easy to get caught up following the masses, that you are in places where other travelers or tourists are, and it's so easy not to get off the beaten path. But when you are hanging out with local or even hanging out with a friend, they usually take you to off the beaten path, to areas where you would not usually find tourists, where there are just locals. You go and hang out in a coffee shop, you go hang out in a mom and pop shop, and you just have these natural conversations that if you're in really touristic areas where it's the pace a little bit faster, you would not tend to experience that. What really makes a difference is that if you are somewhere, not the place that you are, but actually people that you're with, the connection. So you can be in the nicest hotel, all the service, but if there is no human connection, I think the experience is not the same. I'll just give you an example. A few years ago, I was in Buenos Aires and I was staying in a really nice hotel. But then I met one of our guides and we got lost in the city. And we ended up in this very residential area. There was this really just simple bar with some older local gentlemen. We sat down, we had a coffee, and they just started singing. They had a guitar, and that was the best afternoon. We didn't understand each other because I don't speak Spanish, but still, it was just an amazing experience, and this is the story that I always tell to my friends. I don't tell them about the place that I stayed, hotel, but I tell them about these human connection and an amazing afternoon that I spent with local gentlemen in Buenos Aires.
Bask in the unknown and make it familiar. Find friends amongst strangers and feel like a part of their community. Travel is more rewarding when we experience and become a part of local life.
The experiences that we have at Urban Adventures really lends itself to a very rich experience for the travelers because it's really all-encompassing. It hits all the senses. The connection with the guide is real. Not only does it happen during the time of the tour, but the opportunities that the travelers have after the tour based on their experience is also an amazing thing as well, because they're getting recommendations from their guides. They're getting places to go, different restaurants, different bars, festivals that are coming up that weekend. Things that may not have been on their radar, they can really set themselves up for a great time in that city for the rest of their time after their Urban Adventures experience. And I think that really allows for a real game changer as far as the ability for travelers to get the most out of their day in whatever cities they're in.
"95 countries, 160 cities, 1,300 local guides, and 100% fun. Urban Adventures is the leader for locally guided small group city tours all over the globe.
We are in 6 continents, so we go from New York to Mexico City to Buenos Aires to Marrakesh to Nairobi to London to Paris to Beijing to Sydney, and you get the same kind of customer experience, the same experience no matter in which city you are and you're doing an urban adventure. Yes, it's a different city, yes, there are different people, but that local connection is still the same. No matter where you are, in which city around the world, you take an urban adventure and you'll get that connectivity with local people and local communities.
So I started in 2012 in Cuba, and that was my first step being part of this family. And I was very lucky because when I moved to Miami, I could continue working with Intrepid and Urban Adventures, and it's been great. I love to show visitors the passion I have for my cities, the cities where I lived, first in Cuba, now in Miami. And it's great to share with them the things that I like the most to do here, my favorite food or my favorite places. And it's great when you have visitors for the first time in the tours that they're kind of strangers, and then after a while you kind of become friends with them, and even like for years. It's great that after that they send you a picture like saying, "Hey Sarelis, I'm taking salsa lessons," because you showed me how to do it, or I'm making rice and beans because you gave me the recipe, or I'm watching this documentary because you told me to. So it's great.
We put a lot of focus and energy into making sure that we're benefiting our partners and our communities. And so when we go into places, when we go into some of the shops and restaurants and bars or wherever we're going on a tour, we're actually spending money in those places. And our mission is to be supportive of our local communities. We are not only offering the best day ever, but we're also really focused on offering our travelers the best day ever. Their entire time in the city should be enhanced because of their time that they spent with us.
To book your best day ever, visit us online at urbanadventures.com.